a particle production line with a daily output of. How should it be matched? Today, we happen to be at the customer's site. The production capacity of this production line is with an annual output of 20 tons. Let's take a look at how the customer matches it. This pellet machine is model 560, 132 kilowatts, producing 1.8 to 2.2 tons. Then, through the auger and buffer bin, and the dryer in front, we know that the moisture content of the finished pellets is 8 to 12%. So, our dryer needs to, the raw material, it dries 15 to 20% moisture. How much raw material does the dryer need to dry?
The dryer needs to produce dry material.
This position, the position of dry material,
Each hour, it produces dry material, at least 2.5 tons of dry material.
to meet the demand.
2 tons of pellets.
The custom.
Raw material is live trees with 50% moisture in the board bark. So from 50% to 15%.
How much water needs to be removed? It needs to remove 35%, more than 1/3. More than 1/3 of it. That is to say, when I put in tons of wet material and enter the dryer from here, after coming out from the other end,
Only 2 tons of dry material.
that is to say, the amount of feed, the wet feed, cannot be less than 3.5 tons. To meet the dry material output of the dryer is more than 2 tons. To meet the pellet machine can produce 2 tons of pellets. That is to say, this how much capacity it has can process more than 3.5 tons per hour to meet the requirements of the pellet machine. Then continue to deduce. Then how much output does the grinder need to achieve to meet the requirements of the dryer? If the feed of the dryer is more than 3.5 tons, then the crushing volume should be at least 3.5 to 4 tons. The minimum is not less than 3 tons. Under normal, the wood pellet mill we equipped is 4 to 5 tons of output. Then through this crusher, crush for 2.5 tons of materials, which can meet the dryers, the feed intake of more than 3.5 tons. Finally, the crusher, to 5 tons per hour. The crusher